Even if a politician or government official says it, we're also going to be banning posts.
If anyone, including a politician, is saying things that that is calling for violence or could risk imminent physical harm or voter or census suppression when we roll out the census suppression.
The president should pick the justice for the Senate to consider. This was the position of the Republican Senate took in 2016 when there were almost 10 months to go before the election. That's the position the United States.
If you ever want to reach thousands or even millions of people in one go, the best way to do it is through social media. There are tons of social media platforms available on the internet, and Facebook takes the crown as the largest and most prominent social networking site of them all. There are currently roughly 2.70 billion active users on Facebook each month, and that number won't seem to dwindle within the next few years. It's where a lot of people go to stay updated on current events and catch up on all the things they missed. Which is probably why the social media platform announced that it will be banning new political ads from running a week before the presidential elections, which will be held on the 3rd of November 2020. Why is Facebook deciding to do this? What are the implications of this ban moving forward? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today in this video, so sit back, relax, and let's dive deep into Facebook's banning of political ads before the United States election day. This is Business Explained. To learn more about all things money, get educated about how to do business, become business savvy, and enjoy more videos like these, subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell, and may you be granted with many, many sweet returns. So remember earlier on how I said there are roughly 2.70 billion people actively using Facebook each month? Well, 235,300,000 of those people come from the United States of America, which accounts for 70.7% of its entire population. The largest user group are those in between the ages of 25 to 34, composing about 62 million of American Facebook users. The second largest user group are those who are between the ages 35 and 44, followed by those who are between the ages of 18 to 24. While pre-registration and registration rules differ per state, the legal voting age in the United States is 18 years old. This means that a vast majority of the Americans who are on Facebook are of legal voting age, and any political advertisement or piece of information can be influential to them and may impact their decisions when it comes to choosing who to vote for. That's probably why on the 3rd of September 2020, Facebook released an article titled New Steps to Protect the US Election. According to Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's founder, Facebook will not be accepting new political ads the week before the election, and that it will be removing any posts that claim that potential voters would get coronavirus if ever they decided to vote, and attach a link to reputable and accurate information on coronavirus. Facebook will also attach an informational label to content that may claim that the outcome of the elections are anything but legitimate, or discuss just how legitimate the voting methods are. If any candidate decides to, for some reason, declare that they are the winner of the election before the final results are even announced to the public, Facebook will also be attaching a label to their posts that would direct people to official results from the National Election Poll and from Reuters. According to Zuckerberg, these steps are being taken in order to make sure that the integrity of the United States election is secure. These steps are meant to discourage and combat misinformation, encouraging people to use their voice and vote, and reduce the probability of people getting confused once the elections are over. While it's true that we live in an age of information where information is readily available to us and we can access it with just a few swipes of our fingers, we're also living in the age of misinformation. Social media may be a great place to catch up with friends and take a look at photos, videos, status updates, and what have you, but it would be wise to take any informational post with a grain of salt and do some research about it by yourself. Social media is not the most reliable source. In a survey done by Pew Research Center from February to March 2019 of 6,127 adults in the United States, 50% said that made-up or fake news is one of America's biggest problems. Bigger even in their opinion than violent crime, terrorism, climate change, and sexism. Rampant misinformation and the rise of fake news have led to major impacts in Americans' confidence in their government, which a survey spotted as 68% of Americans. In the same survey, the Pew Research Center was able to find that of the Americans who preferred getting their news from social media platforms, around 60% of these people have contributed to the spread of fake news or misinformation by sharing posts or pieces of content that contain misleading information. With all the tools available to us today, it is incredibly easy to come up with fake information, doctor a video or a photo, or even share inaccurate data. That is why we need to be especially vigilant when it comes to the media that we consume. Zuckerberg admitted that he had considered banning political ads or posts from Facebook entirely, but he is not entirely sure how to go about it. In this case, he prefers to go with what would allow people to express themselves more. This is what Zuckerberg had to say. There are many more ads about issues than there are ads about elections. Do we ban ads about healthcare, immigration, or women's empowerment, he said? If you're not going to ban those, does it really make sense to give everyone else a voice in political debates except for the candidates themselves? Last year in October 2019, Facebook was under fire for allowing politicians to run ads on Facebook that contain wrong information. Presidential candidate Joe Biden was a victim of one such ad that President Donald Trump's campaign released. The ad was 30 seconds long, and it laid false claims against Biden. Biden's campaign asked Facebook to take the ad down, but Facebook denied their request, stating that it did not actually violate any of Facebook's policies. Looks like Facebook is taking the necessary steps to prevent something like that from happening so close to the election day. This would prevent any new information from entering the ocean of information related to the election across Facebook. However, some are questioning this move on Facebook's part. Wouldn't that prevent voters from getting any new information during a crucial point of the campaign? Wouldn't it prevent voter mobilization, especially for voters who are harder to reach? It may even be more counterproductive, as campaigns would try to get as many ads out before the deadline, risking the quality of information that they produce, and would make them more difficult to analyze carefully. Additionally, campaigns would still be able to speak through other online platforms. What are your thoughts on Facebook banning political ads a week before US election day? Will it have much of an impact on how the votes are made on election day itself? Or has this ban come in too late in the game and is a futile effort to prevent misinformation? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll be responding to all of you who comment within the first hour of me posting this video. If you like this video, you should definitely check out my other video called The $2 Billion Wirecard Fraud. Financial tech company Wirecard used to be Germany's finest tech star. Now there's talk of a whopping $2 billion missing, and their CEO has just been arrested. What happened to Wirecard? Where did the missing money go? Why did their CEO get arrested? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about on the $2 billion Wirecard Fraud. Stay tuned, stay educated.